up, y'all? This your boy Ace here, and welcome to Afternoons Delight. I'm gonna tell you what, man. This was an interesting ending, bro, to Raw tonight. Very interesting ending because I first of all, I thought Drew McIntyre was automatically gonna get a chance to face Damian Priest at Backlash, but now they got it where Jey Uso is going to be the first challenger to Damian Priest here. As y'all know, Jey Uso was able to win because of what happened with CM Punk. So the thing that's always interesting about WrestleMania, the Raw at the WrestleMania, is that, a lot of wrestlers are still in town, even though, from the WrestleMania weekend being in the same city. It's always very easy to, see who might pop up. You know what I mean? Like when it's somebody that's still in town. And I said to myself, I can't picture this Raw episode ending without CM Punk being a part of it somehow, some way. Because I know Punk is probably still in Philly. You know what I mean? So it wasn't a huge surprise when I saw him pop up. But I was like, man, they are really building this feud between McIntyre and Punk. And that's been a really good thing. You built up this good story between these two, this good feud. Because it seems personal, right, between McIntyre and Punk. McIntyre is pissed off with Punk. Like, he cost him that title. McIntyre was getting on a few people on his promo before the match, the main event match tonight, in that four-way to determine who was going to get their first shot at Damian's title. And you can tell that there's something between them. So Punk got McIntyre again, second day in a row. McIntyre's thinking, I'm going to get my revenge on Damian Priest. And then Jey Uso took advantage of it and kicked McIntyre, and then Jey speared McIntyre, then hit him with a top rope splash before coming for the pin. So Jey Uso will be Damian's first opponent. We're going to talk about that in a second, but let me finish this up with Punk and McIntyre. So Punk is still out, though, with the injury, so he's still going to be out probably for a couple of more months. But when these two, man, once this feud really, when Punk is fully healthy again, this is going to be one of those feuds, bro, for the ages, bro. Because realistically, I don't think they're going to wait that long with this one. But realistically, you could build up enough hype over where Punk could face McIntyre next year at WrestleMania. It could be one of those long, drawn-out storylines. But here's the thing that I was still wondering about Drew McIntyre. I asked this question in my video yesterday. What's the contract situation looking like for McIntyre? Because I heard a few people saying, he could end up in AEW this year or later this year or whatever. Is his contract up this year? Because that's the thing, And that's why I said they're probably not going to wait too long to do this feud between him and Punk. I don't know if Punk will be back before SummerSlam to do a SummerSlam match between these two, or they're going to have to wait until after that, later in the year. I don't know, but that's stuff I need to know about. I haven't really had a chance to look at my comments to see if anybody answered that, but if you have the answer to that question about his contract, please put it in the comment section. Please help me out and put that in the comment section. It's really hard to find that information about contracts with wrestlers because it's kind of, this stuff is usually not on Front Street too much because the contract negotiations are so private, and it's not like like at other sports where all the details are known about contracts and stuff like that. Usually with wrestling contracts, it's very hard to find. So I definitely want to know that information on that. Now, turning our attention to Jey Uso versus Damian Priest, this is going to be a really good match. I hope they keep it for Backlash. They didn't really announce when this match will be taking place, but hopefully it's at Backlash in Paris or France, wherever it's. I don't think it's in Paris. I think it's in France somewhere. I don't know. I didn't even see what the city was in France that they're supposed to be having Backlash in, but I know it's in France. But it's gonna be interesting. That's the home of the Olympics this year as well. So this summer. But it seems like, okay, this is my problem with this whole thing with Damian Priest, right? It seems like the reputation around his situation right now is that he's like a transitional champion or a vulnerable champion. I don't quite see it that way. I think Damian's a real fucking champion. I don't think Damian's like this. He's going to have it for a month or two or something like that. I think Damian's a true champion. He looked like one. He looked like the part when he came out tonight. We're gonna talk about that in the next video actually, because I'm about to talk about Damian Priest and R-Truth. But that whole thing was like, I don't think he's that type. Like, I think he's probably gonna have to prove himself that he's gonna be a long-term champion. But I don't think he's a short-term champion. I really don't. I don't think he's no transitional champion, nothing like that. I think this dude's a serious champion. But I do think that, you know, since most people aren't thinking like me and they're thinking he is a transitional champ, having Jey Uso get this opportunity is actually a good thing, because Jey Uso's popular with the crowd, and then you can kind of, maybe some people will think Jey could win this belt from him. But I think Damian's gonna win. I think Damian's actually gonna win. I think this is a good first opponent for him. They actually could have fed him to Ricochet, but you know, I don't know. Like Jay's a little bit more popular with the crowd than Ricochet is. So I think Jey being in it could definitely help sell that match at Backlash if they run it there. And then the feud will be good. The feud is going to be really good between Jey and Damian Priest for the next few weeks. So that should be pretty interesting, man. We'll talk more about it in the next video, man. But go ahead and give this video a like, share, subscribe. Thank y'all for watching this one. Afternoon, still like.